Hey there, how are you doing? This is MikeAltschul from sunny Texas. It's my honor to be judging the Shelter Stars for the Garden State Cat Club Forward March Virtual Cat Show or Finals Cat Competition, whatever you'd like to call it. Without our supporters, and we'd like you to take a look at them all, this would not be possible, and we have about 8 of them here. I'm not going to mention them all, but they're certainly wonderful people, and I would invite you to come visit their websites. And we have a number of people also that donated our gift cards. We have a $2,200, I think it's $2,250 of prizes, and without our sponsors, that wouldn't be possible. So I would like to start out with my number 16 cat, which is an honorable mention. We're only doing top 15, but this sweet boy so intrigued me, I wanted to mention him also. And he's part of a colony of cats that was TNR'd, which means trap and release. And the colony caretaker saw how adoptable and sweet the kitty cat was, sweet boy was. So he's now in foster care, fully vetted. He's ready for a wonderful new home. Please adopt him. And you can find out more about him on our site. If you go to the gallery and go to ShelterStars, and we don't have the contact information, but just let us know that if you're interested in him, and we will hook you guys up. My number 15 Shelter Star is Coffee. Coffee is a cat with attitude and a classic tortie on the face and chin. More affectionate than you would ever choose to let on. This owner found her $1 million baby at Second Chance Animal Rescue in Littleton, New Hampshire. And that's where they mend broken bodies and hearts. And we thank you to that rescue in New Hampshire. My number 14 kitty is Emerald. Isn't Emerald special? Emerald's a very lucky cat to be alive. Emerald was rescued after being hit by a car, and Emerald's mommy did not hesitate and put her own life at risk by running onto a busy highway. I don't always recommend that, but it all worked out, scooping up Emerald and bringing her to safety. Emerald was so much in pain. Hilltop Animal Society, which is a no-kill cat shelter, helped with the recovery, rehab, and the fractured hip and vet bills. And now Emerald and her mommy supervise the donations, which are needed every day at that rescue, the Humane Society. Emerald's still living happily ever after, almost 12 years later. And Emerald and her mommy thank Garden State for letting them share the story. Love and Purrs, Emerald. My number 13 kitty is Berry, Berry, Berry. Berry, Berry, Berry is a very special kitty, as each one of these is. He was once a resident of the Perfect Day Cafe by the way of Kentucky Humane Society. His first adoption didn't work out, and isn't he pretty? I mean, that picture just melts your heart when he was a baby kitty. There's also a couple pictures of Berry, Berry, Berry when he's older, but his new human family has worked out wonderfully, and he's an adventurous boy, loves to travel, and now you can follow his adventures on Instagram at Berry, 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 spelled 3 different ways. Just go over to our gallery and take a click over there, and you can even vote for him on our Spectator's Choice up to next Saturday. My number 12 kitty is Shim. Shim's a unique kitty for sure. Shim's a 6-year-old with both sex organs. His original owner died. Get this, the original owner died and tragically left Shim. He spent 4 days by the owner's body with no food and water. When the family finally got in the apartment, Shim was walking around his owner's body, protecting it. The family friend that took him had to surrender him due to their moving, but what a sweetheart. He would love to have a new home. We'd probably do best with a quiet home with or without another cat. Just let us know if you're interested in Shim. Shim's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. My number 11 kitty is Elfo. Elfo was rescued by a member of Scarlet Paws Animal Welfare Network in New Jersey, and Elfo is now ready to leave his foster home for a permanent one, and he's fully vetted. He's sweet, sweet, sweet boy, and please choose him. And you can go over and get that information from, once again, our page under the gallery in Shelter Stars. My number 10 kitty is Bernice. Bernice came to the Dane County Humane Society in Madison, Wisconsin, as a Persian exotic from a breeder hoarding problem. Could barely see, was in pretty bad shape, but it's been 1.5 years since Bernice was adopted out, and she's done a complete 180, and now look at her now, how pretty she is, and her behavior is wonderful. She's so goofy and playful. So we want to recognize Bernice for being our number 10 best shelter star. And any of these could be best, by the way. My number 9 kitty is Izzy. Izzy is a very special blue kitty. I've actually seen this kitty because he came from Texas, or she came from Texas. Was originally adopted out by an organization called Houston Pets Alive. She's a rag to riches story. She's now high queen of the house. She goes to cat shows too, because I've seen her at cat shows. She has the sweetest disposition, and she's definitely wants to let other cats know who's in charge. The owner wants to thank Houston Pets Alive and for CFA's group for allowing her to share this kitty, and invites you to vote for Bernice, because all the money that you vote for on these kitties through Saturday goes to 2 different wonderful animal, not rescues, animal charities. My number 8 kitty is Milo. Milo is, oh my gosh, look at Milo. He's so cool looking. Milo is the sweetest boy who will love you more than you can imagine. He thought he hit the jackpot when he's adopted, but he had to be returned because the resident dog didn't like him. So even with that setback, Milo is determined to find his forever home. He's had a tough life, but he will melt your heart. So please open up your heart and consider him. He doesn't ask for much, just a chance to show you his love, and he will love you. You know, kitty cats, especially rescues, will give you so much more than you give them, and they make a really special part of your home. You can fill out an application at ehrcats.org for Milo. My number 7 kitty is Stan the Man. Oh man, this cat is like a big white fluff ball. I love this cat. Stan was once part of a rescue mission. He was a feral kitty, and he had the wounds, and you can see his one ear to prove it, that he was in a feral colony. But he's a really big guy waiting for some meaningful conversation with his humans and some serious lap time. He gets along just fine with other cats. And we invite you to consider adopting him, because he could be a marshmallow. Stan is available for adoptions from the Save the Animals Foundation in Cincinnati, Ohio. Thank you for them. My number 6 kitty is Sassy. Sassy was found with her and her siblings in an old pool pump after mommy had sadly been run over by a car. They were 6 days old only. The person who found them hand-reared all 4 of them, and they turned into healthy kittens ready to be adopted. Sassy, this is Sassy, all found homes, but Sassy turned out to be the ugly duckling and full of attitude, and she stayed with her mommy, and she's been incredibly clown 6 years later. She gets to go to a lot of cat shows, and was even chosen best household pet in one of the shows that they entered her, and she's going to be featured on a billboard in Times Square next week. So watch for her there. Some pictures of her there. Not bad for an ugly duckling no one wanted. There. By the way, there's a couple more bigger pictures of Sassy. You want to see some cool pictures of her? She's really pretty. My number 5 kitty is Minka, if I say it right. That means strong warrior. Mommy says that she's the love of her life, and I believe that. This kitty is special, 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 and was taken from scared and under a hedge in someone's garden. And the shelter phoned mommy and asked her if she could find someone to take care of her, because she was only 2 weeks old, skin and bone. Mommy nursed her to death, to health, to save her from death, and ended up bouncing back and being playful like a normal kitten. But she already had her tightly wrapped paw around mommy, and mommy would never let go of her. So now she has a beautiful mommy, and she goes to cat shows, and she started that when she was just 4 months old. She's been best household kitty in CFA cat shows, which is wonderful. And now she's 2 years old. She sleeps with the arms wrapped around her mommy's neck and rests on her cheek every night. That's the kind of behavior that you can expect from rescue cats. They love people, and they're so sweet. So now she's a soul kitty for mommy, and makes mommy happy, and she's happy too. So that's a wonderful ending story for Minka. My number 4 kitty is Panther. Panther was a rescue also picked up in a colony of feral cats in Pennsylvania. They quickly discovered that he was not feral like the others, because he would affectionately give headbutts and hugs to his handlers. Now the rescue group has sent him to the Bloomfield Animal Shelter, where he's ready for adoption. hugs and kisses to him, and you can talk to the Bloomfield Animal Shelter if you're interested in Panther. Panther is way cool. Look at that, hanging up his paws off a small cat tree. Panther's got it going on. Number 3 kitty is Ash. Ash is a sweet kitty that will steal your heart. He'll steal my heart just looking at him. He is instantly affectionate to everyone he meets and loves being with you. Ash is happy playing with cat wands and or cuddling in your lap. He's very fond of soft blankets, and he will need himself to a nice cat nap. Ash would like nothing more to find a calm forever home. If you're interested in Ash, he's available through ehrcats.org, and you can fill out an application with him and see about making Ash your new wonderful pet at your house. My number 2 kitty is Miss Zamboni. Miss Zamboni. She was found not on an ice rink, I guess, but she was found as behind a gas station in the fall of 2018. Her eyes and her nose, they were filled up with snot and just crusted over. And they tried adopting her out for 3 months. No one would give her a second look because her nose was running all the time. So someone at the shelter just took her home and decided to keep her. And now she's the personal scarf and hiking companion of this person. And she's thriving and helping young kittens, much like herself, when they go back in and work with the rescues at the shelter. So that was really nice of that mommy, and it's a two-way street. Lots of love for both of them. So my best kitty, and any of these, once again, could have been best. This kitty is a special story, and it makes me tear up every time I think about it. So Toka is from this owner's vet shelter, and the owner fell in love with him, and the story was depressing. They spent a lot of time with her to get her ready to be adopted, but when leaving, they thanked her for not letting her eyes get in the way of her adoption. So this owner found her at this vet shelter and adopted her. She was the sweetest girl, following around the house for years and years and years, sleeping on her pillow every night and giving love until the end. And now the owner's crying. She lost her 4 years ago, and that's the part that breaks me up. So I want to thank all the kitty cats. Sorry about my kitty cat getting in the way there. I want to thank all the kitty cats for entering, and thank you for listening. And I want to thank, if we go to the next slide, there we go. I want to thank all the event team that worked so hard on this event. It takes a large team to put on an event like this, and so many people work so hard. But we especially thank the rescue groups that have worked with us on this, and we are giving them a nice donation also. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Sorry that I asked for the next